to come to the Fillmore as a kid?
Well, I started coming up here, I was 17 years old, living in Visalia. I was in high school, the senior high school. I used to come up here on the weekends and stay at my sister's house in Santa Clara and drive up here and catch all the gigs on the weekends. And I saw a lot of people here, a lot of people. I was here quite a few times.
Who can you remember seeing here?
Well, I saw Freddie King, Albert King, Magic Sam. I saw Paul Butterfield, Charlie Musselwhite.
Okay, let me stop you for just a second. Can I get you to
Grateful
say,
Dead.
Can you just name some of those?
What was that again?
Just say, okay, so tell me about when you came here when you were 17 years old.
I started coming here when I was 17 years old, and I saw a lot of acts like Albert King, Freddie King, Charlie Musselwhite, Paul Butterfield, a lot of blues guys. I saw Grateful Dead, Country Joe, Jimi Hendrix. I was here to see Cream and Paul Butterfield one night, but I didn't get to see him because I got kicked out that evening. I'll never forget that because Bill himself kicked me out. And I reminded him about that later on. We were playing at the Winterland one night. We had a big laugh over that. But I had a lot of fun in this place. Got a lot of memories here.
Why did Bill kick you out?
I was smoking dope, but I was smoking dope at the end of a line of about 50 people. It wasn't even my dope. I was just taking a hit. And I guess I got to be the...
Let me stop you for just a second. To start that again and say Bill kicked me out once. Bill himself kicked me out of here once. And then...
Okay. You ready?
We're rolling? Okay.
Bill Graham himself kicked me out of here once. I suppose I should be embarrassed, but I think it's kind of funny. I was sitting at the end of a line where a joint was being passed down the row, and it was in a crutch, and I just took a hit off it, and that was about all that was left. And the next thing I know, I was being dragged through the crowd to the office in the back. And here comes Bill Graham, and they're yelling at me about, what are you doing smoking dope in my, establishment? I said, I mean, if you looked around, there's a lot of people smoking dope in here, man. I'm just a dumb kid from Visalia. What do I know? And he ran me out, literally chased me out. I had to run the whole way. So we talked about it later when the Doobies were playing at Winterland. I said, you remember that kid you ran out from Visalia a long time ago? And we laughed about it. It was funny.
Tell me the story that you know about Bill being in the bathroom and hearing those guys on the inside.
That's not going to be, that was in the newspaper tonight. That's where I got that. Yeah, that's, otherwise I wouldn't have known that story.
Okay, kind of be back here at the reopening. It's such a historic place.
Just walking across the street here tonight was a big deja vu, if you will. It's like walking back in time a little bit, coming through the doors and going up the steps. And I remember so many things happening here. It's a big mind expander in its own way without any chemicals involved. It's just a lot of memories, a lot of good feelings, basically. I'm glad to see it open up again. I hope it can carry on like it always did.
Tell me a little bit about these eclectic bills that Bill would put together. Put together a blues act, a jazz act.
I'm trying to think of some good examples of that. Well, the classic example is the one I got kicked out of. That was a great one. The first tour of Cream, in the United States, I think the first show they did was here in the Fillmore West, and they were teamed up with Butterfield. Now, Cream was kind of bluesy, but they also were heavy in the heavy rock, what they called hard rock at the time, which is like the birth of heavy metal for me, whatever. And so he would stick acts together like that, like Tina Turner, together with people like Janis Joplin, and because they both had the voice, but they didn't have the same kind of music. She was with Big Brother and the Holding Company, which is a totally different kind of music. And people like, if you want to go back a long ways, Moby Grape, Jefferson Airplane, teamed together with people like Muddy Waters. You get these big clash, but they didn't clash, they worked. It worked real well. So it was neat.
Great.